Oh. So in other words, AIPAC is saying out loud something that if you said out loud might get you fired from your job or investigated by the Trump DOJ, which, by the way, has just announced a multi-city anti-Semitism tour led by Leo Terrell, the chief of anti-Semitism enforcement or something, a Fox News contributor with, I think, 11 IRS liens against him over more than 10 years, a guy who's sort of wonder, like, how'd you get into federal service if you have a problem paying federal taxes? We'll leave that between him and the IRS. Maybe he'll get his own exemption from IRS audits. We'll see. But that guy is leading a tour of the United States to try and do something with the imprimatur of the Department of Justice, which is to say people with guns, about the most pressing problem in this nation, which is criticism of Israel. Because yes, criticism of Israel is now officially defined as anti-Semitism. So when they tell you you're committing anti-Semitism, what they're saying is you're critical of a foreign nation. And that's now a crime.
Every time DJT talks crap about other countries and he's anti that country, with that logic, like, I mean, you should be able to criticize people constructively, of course, and not be labeled with like some bad word like that. Like, that's just shaming, right? Where you have no points to make, then you start to throw insults and shame at people.
It's so important and so good for you and the grandchildren you hope to have to support Israel. Like, you should get on board. This is a great deal. Israel's awesome. Here's how they help us. Here's why you should be all in on Israel. Here's why the thousands of children they've murdered in Gaza deserve to be killed. Because they were future terrorists. Make your case. If you have a case, make it. Tell us what you think. Instead of doing that, the Trump administration is taking the position that noticing is hate. Just noticing it. That's hate. It's anti-Semitism. It's a crime. That's the official message from the Department of Justice, which is using your tax dollars to intimidate you into shutting up about something that AIPAC is bragging about publicly.
I know, it's kind of funny. Like, it's funny because it's true, right? Like, they are literally using our tax dollars to intimidate us, pretty much. Like, we pay for the police and like all their fancy vehicles that they use, and they hide behind things to try and catch us speeding, to try and catch us rolling a stop sign, right? To really police us. So we pay to get policed, but then I'm like, can you guys also police like the government officials that we've elected to serve us and make sure that they're actually doing that? No. That's just for you guys, the plebes, as they call us, right? The plebs. Is it plebs? Plebeians? Disgusting, really.
It's hard to know what this is. I mean, clearly it's not a sincere effort to reduce anti-Semitism. If you're going to gin up anti-Semitism, if you're going to make people feel bitter, if you wanted people to blame their problems on Jews, whoever they are, this is exactly what you would do. Of course. So it's not an effort to reduce anti-Semitism, and you wouldn't have Leo Terrell, the Fox News contributor, with 11 IRS liens against him. That's your public servant, really? You wouldn't have that guy leading a multi-city tour to screech at you about how you're a bad person for not liking Israel. And by the way, possibly a criminal for not liking Israel. You wouldn't attack the only truly sacred right this country protects, which is the freedom of speech, on behalf of a foreign country if you were trying to eliminate anti-Semitism. Of course not. This is something else. This is a humiliation exercise. This is designed to let you know that there is now a caste system in place under which skepticism of one group is a lot more serious than skepticism of another group. Another word for this that was very common on Fox News, and in fact it emerged many times from Donald Trump's mouth, was identity politics. That's identity politics. We should instead have politics based on...
That right there is really interesting, right? It's a very dangerous, slippery slope. Because it looks like, from what Tucker is saying here, it sounds like they're kind of like rubbing it in our faces now. Like, what are you guys going to actually do about it? Like, we have your government. We have control. What are you going to do about it? That's what it looks like at this point. It's no longer covert. It's now overt. And what can you do, really? Because, yeah, we have the police that we pay, like we pay for them to make sure that we don't ever step out of line. So, yeah, it's a pretty brilliant system that they have set up for us. A brilliant cage, if you call it that. where we actually pay for our own prison guards.
Citizenship. If you're a citizen, you are equal to me under the law. There are no distinctions beyond that. God may make distinctions beyond that, but we're not God. We're a government. And in our government, the people own the country. They are shareholders in this enterprise, and you treat them all the same until proven otherwise. That's our justice system. You can criticize anyone you want equally. Every American citizen is allowed
That's
to use
true.
the same words,
All equal under the eyes of the
regardless
law.
of what his parents look like, because we don't have castes, because we're not India. We reject identity politics. That was the promise. That's why BLM was wrong. All of a sudden, you had to worship black people like gods rather than just treating them like friends or neighbors or citizens or just people, because that's what they are. That's what every person is, just a person. Good on a good day, bad on a bad day. Smarter, taller, richer, poorer.
Absolutely well said by Tucker, right? Like, we don't want any of all these identity politics, like he said. So whether you're like BLM or whatever it might be, like, you're just a human. We're all humans. And from one human to another human, we should be able to communicate with each other without being shamed or labeled into like a negative name, right? But I want to hear from you guys in the chat, guys. Let's talk about it. What do you think about this Thomas Massey incident? And what do you accredit it to? Do you think that like it's from what he said, or you think it's performance based? Let's talk about it in the chat. Be sure to give this video a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.